Hello everyone! Thank you so much for joining me in today's practice. We are gonna do a 15-minute leg flexibility sequence, and I think it's gonna be really helpful if you're working on your splits. However, I highly recommend you warm up first, so you can try my warm-up video if you haven't. The link is in the description. So if you warmed up, let's jump right in. Alright, so we won't be holding the poses for too long. We'll be moving from pose to pose. Now let's start in a low lunge. Here you want to have your knee over your ankle and you want to have your hips squared, which means that both of your hips are looking at the same direction, which would be the wall behind you. And press your hips into the ground to feel that stretch in your pelvis. Now let's get in a half split. Here what you will be doing is you will straighten that front leg and bend forward. It's important that you have a straight back. You don't want to round your back here. And you want to feel the stretch in your hamstrings. Now let's come back to our low lunge. Again, your knee is over your ankle and you want to sink your hips into the floor. Come back to the half split. Your leg is straight. You can ground your hands into the floor however you feel comfortable. Your back is straight. Feel the stretch in your hamstring. Come back to the low lunge. Again, come to a half split. Now let's move into a high lunge. It is very similar to the low lunge except the leg behind is lifted up. So here again you want to press your hips into the ground. You want to feel that stretch in your pelvis and you don't want to really bounce here. So it's okay if you just lift yourself up a little bit and come back down, but generally bouncing might be harmful, so it's better if you just stay still. Now lower the right leg, the leg behind you, and get in a half split. Alright, now let's repeat the same on the other side. So place your right foot in front of you and get in a low lunge with your left leg behind you. And now move into a half split. Don't forget, you want to have your back straight and your front leg straight here. Come back to low lunge. So you might be a little uncomfortable in this pose, but always make sure that you just feel a nice stretch, but no pain at all. If you feel pain, just stop doing whatever it is. Get back into the half split. Here you want to feel the stretch in your front hamstring. Lean forward and you will feel that stretch. Now get back into the low lunge. Come back to the half split. Feel that stretch in your hamstrings. Now let's get in the high lunge. So lift your leg off the floor and both of your feet face the same direction. And press your hips into the floor to get that nice stretch. You can lower your leg, ground your knee if you need a rest, and just come back up. Ground your knee, and let's do one last half split, and we're gonna move on. Now get on your knees. And by the way, if all of this is uncomfortable, feel free to place a blanket under your knees. Now place your left foot in front of you and your right leg, you lift it up as much as you can. So lift your right leg. It might be hard to stay in balance. Just keep going and lower it. If you're feeling adventurous, try to hold your ankle with one hand or two hands. Now lower your right leg and straighten your left leg, half split. Now bring your right foot in front of you and we're gonna do the same on this side. So lift your left foot off the floor, bring it closer to your hip and hold your ankle if you like, or just keep lifting it and lowering it. Alright, now we want to get some hip stretch. So place your left ankle over your right thigh and bring your hips closer to your feet on the floor until you really feel that stretch in your hips. Now repeat the same on the other side. Place your right ankle over your left thigh. So now you might need a strap for what we will be doing. Lie on your back and lift your right leg up. So you want to straighten your leg as much as possible, and you can grab a hold of your leg from your thigh, or you can also use a strap here. You just want to draw your leg into your chest. Let's repeat the same on the left side. So lift your left leg up, try to straighten your leg, and draw your leg into your chest. All right, let's get some more hip stretch. So bend both knees and cross your right leg over your left leg. And just hold both feet and draw your knees into your chest. Now, if you cannot do that, then just don't hold the knees, but still try to draw your knees into your chest. Now, switch legs, so left leg crossed over right leg, and hold your feet and draw your knees into your chest. Now place your left foot in front of you. We are gonna do a lunge variation. So this pose is called the lizard pose. From lunge, you wanna plant your elbows into the ground. So both elbows are right next to the foot and your back is as straight as possible and your right leg again is straight. Let's repeat the same on the other side. So your right foot goes in front of you and plant both elbows next to your foot. So it's quite important that you stretch both sides because you probably have a better side which is more flexible and maybe tend to stretch only that side. But it is important that you stretch both sides to have a balanced flexibility. Now let's bring everything we did today together. Come back to the lizard pose with your left foot in front of you and lift your right foot up. Bring it as close as you can to your hips. Repeat on the other side. So bring your right foot in front of you, lizard, and lift your left foot up, bringing it closer to your hips. All right, now before we end, let's get in the butterfly pose. So take a seated position, bring your soles together, and press your knees into the ground to feel that stretch in your pelvis. Try to tune in with your breath and just observe how you breathe. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!